When the gold rush brought a flood of people to the Cariboo region in the 1860s, roadhouses sprung up along the wagon route to provide food, shelter, and supplies to the travelers hoping to strike it rich. One of these stops was located near 108 Mile House, where a fascinating historic centre sits today, bringing 19th century British Columbia to life. The 108 Mile historic site is 108 miles from Lillooet and stands beside Highway 97, less than 15 minutes from the town of 100 Mile House in central BC. We stopped in to talk to Tom Rutledge, president of the 100 Mile District Historical Society, where he explained how the roadhouses were established in the wild country along the Cariboo Wagon Road. 1865 was the decline of the gold rush?
Yep, and the miners that were successful stayed in Barkerville and the areas that were producing the gold, and the ones that weren't successful started up the roadhouses, farmed, did their own ranches, worked for the bigger ranches. Periodically a roadhouse would burn down and they'd move on and start a new one.
Although today it's an easy journey by car, 150 years ago it was a different story. Roadhouses were stationed every 10 to 15 miles, which made them a day's journey from each other. Fresh horses were needed at every stop, and this demand led to the development of ranches and farms to supply animals for transportation and food. Once the gold began to run out, these ranches became a driving economic factor in the settlement of the regions.
Back about 1865, there was a little strike up at Horsefly, and it brought more people into the area. As the country became more established, more ranches were established, more roadhouses. The ranching became very big in this area. There were some established farms, 30,000 acres. A lot were horses because they needed the horses for the freight wagons, the stagecoaches. There was cows, lots of cows.
So the gold rush got us started.
The gold rush basically got the country started, but it was the ranching and the farming that got the whole of the Cariboo established.
Today, 108 Mile historic site is home to a mixture of original and preserved period buildings. Visitors can immerse themselves in 19th century life, from sitting in a one-room schoolhouse to exploring the Clydesdale horse barns. There's a blacksmith shop, a post office, an ice house, telegraph buildings, and you can even get married in the chapel. The McNeil House is also home to a museum, full of displays about life in the stopping houses. The site is maintained by the District Historical Society, which takes care of everything from building repairs to cataloging artifacts dug up right here on the property. We spoke to Jessica Stewart, a volunteer director, about the Society's passion for sharing local history.
What we're basically trying to do is just preserve the history, trying to upkeep the buildings that we already have, and look for any new items that we can bring in, things like wagons, sleighs, that will portray more of the history for our local area. We found numerous artifacts on site when we've put in water lines or added a new flower bed.
Did you find bones?
We did find bones, yes. We have a few bones that we have not yet determined as to whether they are animal or human remains.
You've been here for 13 years.
Yes, I have.
And what keeps you here?
That's my project. I started when I was 15. It was a summer job. It put me through university, 2 different degrees. And then when the board started losing members, I put my name forth because I think it's something that needs to be preserved.
What message would you like to leave our viewers?
The 108 may seem small to a lot of people and sort of a spot on a map, but we have an amazing history, we have fantastic people, and they should come and visit and find out about it.
So, next time you are traveling through the Cariboo region, take a little time to stop at 108 Mile House. A 1-hour stop here will deduct 100 years from the calendar.